Hey guys, Micah from blackbearcustomkydex. I have a video for you today on a slight variation on my outside the waistband locking sheath for folding knives, and this just happens to be the Paramilitary 2. This is definitely my most frequent folding knife order that I get. A lot of people carry the PM2, and definitely the vast majority of orders I get for a folding knife sheath are for the PM2. So as a quick introduction to it, if you haven't already seen these, the outside the waistband version typically goes obviously outside the waistband on your belt, and it has the ability to lock. So this lock concept, this is something that was created by Kevin Robinson over at Thai Tactical, who has graciously given me his permission to use his concept in my work. So I've added this to locking sheath, or sorry, to folder sheets. And how this works is essentially when this, you can see this little curled piece here, when that little wraparound is exposed like it is, that is locked up. You can see that the sheath kind of comes down in two layers on the sides, and this wraps up and over. What this does is it just prevents the two layers from spreading apart, which means that the knife is kind of locked in there. So the Kydex is molded into all the little nooks and crannies, and it can't really move right now. There is certainly, if you exert enough pressure on it, it will break the lock. Like it'll overcome the lock. It won't actually break it. Or to unlock it, so you don't want to just be exerting, obviously. What you want to do is just put your thumb on the back of the sheath and push it forward like that. It's very, very easy. That comes unlocked. You can see the two layers have spread apart now, and then all you have to do is draw the knife. And so I recommend that you draw downward and kind of flick your wrist this way, because you'll help continue the momentum of the handle separating from the tip of the knife. Okay, so as it's in the sheath, just draw down, flick your wrist, and there you go. And then to lock it back up, it's very easy. You simply flex this back layer toward the fold, and you can kind of assist the fold back toward yourself as well. So unlocked, locked, and when it's locked, it does support quite a bit of pressure before that lock would be overcome, probably like 150 to 200 pounds at least. So yeah, so that's a really good strong design, and the whole real point of it is so that your knife doesn't just get bumped and come loose, or somebody doesn't just grab it and run away with it or anything like that. It's really secure on your belt. So okay, the variation, if you haven't already noticed, is that this has Molle locks on it. Why it has Molles? These are going to, or sorry, this is going to Antoine over in Daumont, France, and Antoine asked if I could set it up so that it could be worn on Molles as well as outside the waistband. So he's going to get a tech lock with this, and I'm actually going to swap these out on camera just so you can see what the process looks like and how easy that is. So what this really requires, typically you would see it on a tech lock. I have done a couple for vest carry before, and this I would say is probably the best version of what I've come up with for vest carry. Excuse me. All it really is a floated plate. You can see that the Molles are attached to a separate piece of Kydex back here that is floated away from the primary sheath, and all that does, it's a twofold purpose. So yes, I could get this a little bit closer, but what I want to do with it is, number one, provide a plate that allows the backing hardware to be between that plate and this actual sheath, because just like this lock, if the hardware is preventing the two layers from Kydex from spreading, that's going to function as essentially a locking mechanism. We don't want that. So the hardware there really needs to be separated and not touching the back of the sheath. So you can see nothing is touching there. You can see this nice gap down here. The other purpose is, if it's super low profile, just where these are placed, and these are already small Molle locks, where it's placed, it would be really hard to get your thumb there to actually grab it. And it's just not, I don't think it's safe or practical to only be able to grab just the very tail of the knife to do this. I mean, the amount of readjustment you're going to have to do, excuse me, as it is, there's a minor readjustment that needs to occur when you normally draw from an auto deploy sheath. And you know, I understand that that's an objection or a no-go for a lot of people, but having to do it from the tip of the knife, now you're talking about entirely readjusting your hand and potentially having that be, you know, kind of a dangerous situation. So I just really rather avoid that. So this gives you just a little bit more space to put your thumb in there. And I've got honking fat fingers, so I think it'll be fine for, you know, the vast majority of people. So you should be able to get in there. All right, so that's it. Now the plate, you can see we have 3 Chicago screws attached. You could have up to 5 if you, or 4, sorry, if you choose. So if you want to add another Chicago screw there, be my guest. That one would just go through the plate and the sheath, not through the Molle locks. So these top 2 only through the plate and the sheath. The bottom 2 go through the Molles, and then on the back of the plate there are 2 that only go through the plate and this one Molle lock. So when you remove your plate, you'll just leave this Molle lock attached unless you want to attach your tech lock to this plate. So I'm going to show you your 2 options right now. Okay, so if you want to swap out and use your tech lock, you open up the Molles. You can see the male hardware is put right there. So you're just going to grab a screwdriver or drill gun, whatever you have. So normally I would say just take the plate off through this section here. Take this Molle lock off and then the other screw out of the plate, and you can take the plate off and put your tech lock on. Right now I'm going to show you how to put the tech lock on the plate, and then I'll show you how to put the plate, or put the tech lock on the sheath without the plate. Alright, so now that was a little bit of a hassle there. Alright, so if you want to do the tech lock on the plate, it's very easy to do that. You would just take the Molles off. It's so easy, in fact, I'm not actually going to attach the tech lock. I'm just going to align it so you can see. But you need those same spacers to be there. And there you go. The tech lock will align. It'll be on this side, the top 2 holes, and on the other side, the bottom 2 holes. Alright, so that's how that would go. Now that would obviously put the tech lock, put the sheath upright, so it'd have the handle pointed straight down toward the ground. How I like to carry it, however, is canted slightly. I feel it's a little bit more comfortable and maybe more practical. So what you're going to do, take that plate off altogether. And I'm going to give you the extra hardware that you need to do this. So what I like to do is, I even, just for your convenience, these 1/2-inch spacers come with different diameter holes on the inside. The smaller diameter holes will actually grip your female hardware so that it won't just fall out, whereas a larger diameter hole I'm going to let go of it. You can see I've got it through there, right? And then when I turn it, it drops that hardware out. So you're going to use the hardware that stays connected to the spacers there, and find the angle on your tech lock. Excuse me, guys. So I would just, looking at your tech lock, I would go up to the top left corner, pop a screw in, and get the thread started, but don't tighten it all the way. Just get it started. Alright, and then you're going to go to the bottom row and the center. Now you can screw it down all the way. Alright. So there you go. That is my sort of most common configuration that you see right here. And there are other ways to do it. You can always, it's a little bit of a stretch, but you can actually put the tech lock straight and use these two holes right here. You can actually do it straight and do these two holes. When I say straight, I mean same side. So use, for instance, as you're looking at it, would be your bottom right and top right corners. You could make that work. So if you want to mess around with the angle a little bit more, there are definitely some options. Some of it might require slight tweaking to make it, you know, comfortable, but you could get it to work. Sorry, I'm just seeing if I can align any other angles. See how they look. Oh, there we go. There's another decent one. If you wanted a little bit more, see, the reason I put it at this angle is because as it rides on your hip, it's a little more comfortable going slightly backward than straight down. But another good angle, if you want it tilted back even more, use the middle and the closest one to the top of the sheath and turn your tech lock close to 90 degrees to the knife. But yeah, I don't know if you can actually see it, but using the very center hole and the top right corner, you can get that angle, which, you know, to me seems like a little bit of an extreme angle, but that's not bad though. So anyway, you do have options. Again, just to show you it works in this configuration. It's very nice, very smooth draw, and tons of fun. So alright guys, that is what I have for you. Sorry to make that video so long. I just really wanted to show you how to convert the carry system on this, that it's an option if you guys want to add on. You can certainly do that. And before I completely forget, I need to put the hardware in a baggie for Antoine, so he'll have that. And alright, so alright guys, let me know what you think of this. If you like the video, if you like the sheath, hit that like button. Let me know what you think of the Paramilitary 2. Do you have one? Have you checked out the PM3 yet? I have one of those now, so I will be able to do sheaths and just ship them out to you guys. So if you're interested, let me know about that too. And yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in for about 13 minutes of my rambling. Almost 14 now. So alright guys, thanks for sticking around, and tune in for the next one. God bless.